W5ABI, W4PUO. Good signal here, Joe.
Yeah, you're 10 over me, W4PUO, W5ABI.
I got you 5-9.
Thanks for the report, W5ABI, standing by for now.
W5OG, K4YDB.
Good morning, Bob. Yeah, if you'll bring in Don if he shows up, I'd appreciate it. I don't have Echo Link on yet.
Roger. K4YDB, stand by.
How's your cold?
Getting better. It's funny, there's an announcer down in Reno Station I listen to mornings. He got it at the same time, and he's just getting over his now, too. He was useless the first day he came into work with that. It wasn't the right thing to do, but they're getting better down there now. Their timing and was off, and their commercials are playing on top of each other. He must be a one-man show, so I kind of gauged it on him, but doing a lot better. Thank you for asking. K4YDB.
Okay. W5OG will be starting up in about 10 minutes here at the top of the hour.
Good signal, Vale, W5OG, W5ABI.
You too, Joe. Good morning.
W5ABI, standing by for now.
W5OG, K4YDB. I got contact with Don. He'll be with us today.
Okay, yeah, Lee's got him up the top, so we'll get to you first there, Bob. Thank you, W5OG.
KB0LTT Mobile, second.
Good morning, Larry. I hear you well. KB0LTT Mobile, W5OG. We'll get you on the list.
Thank you, Dale. 10 over 9 in Glen Dive, Montana.
Okay, mighty fine. Well, the antenna's not quite on you either, so that's good. Where are you in Montana?
Glen Dive, Montana, eastern Montana, about 35 miles west of the North Dakota state line.
Yeah, well, we go up to Rapid City every summer, so I'm vaguely familiar with that, the eastern side of Montana.
Yeah, I'm right off of Interstate 94, delivering John Deere seeding equipment this morning.
Yeah, mighty fine. Is the weather okay?
Actually, going to be a beautiful day. 59 degrees, almost 60 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay, we got you on the list.
USL. KB0LTT, KF0OP. KF0OP, KB0LTT. Good morning, Larry. Hey, I've been trying to catch you, and I just keep missing you, or you're in and out short time. Did you say one time that you knew a retired Air National Guard guy by the name of Keith Shell? Affirmative. Him and I were classmates. No kidding. I worked with him in the Nebraska Guard. So if you told him my name, he would know who I was. And I haven't seen him for a while. I know he was working at one of the local aerospace companies, but I haven't seen him for a while. Yeah, Mike, I have not spoken with Keith. Well, the last time I actually spoke with Keith, we had a class reunion. When the heck was that? I want to say around 2010 or thereabouts. It's been a long time since I've spoken with Keith. So yeah, we were both classmates. You guys know? Roger. Yeah, he's a good guy. I just wanted to. I caught that one day. I thought you said that, and I just wanted to see if that was if I caught it right. So very good. Stand by for the net. KF0OP. KF0OP. KB0LTT. Well, Mike, if I happen to run into Keith, I'll tell him you said hello. That'd be great. KF0OP. Yes, it is. Thank you for asking. There's a net that starts here in just a couple minutes. WA6LJS standing by for the Flyers. Roger. Thank you.
this break continue?
Yes, it is. There's a net that starts in just another couple minutes. WA6LJS.
Thank you. Have a great net. Okay, it's that time. Mickey's Big Hand and all that. It is now 10 o'clock local here in the central part of the country, 1600 Zulu. This is Whiskey 5 Oscar Golf. I'll be net control for the Air Force's Flyers Club net this morning. And we meet on this frequency and at this time every day of the year. Members of our group are active duty, retired, and veterans of the military air forces from all branches. We include air crew, ground crew, air traffic controllers, support personnel, missileers, pretty much anyone involved with supporting the aviation mission from all of our armed forces. We also like to welcome visitors that join us on the net. The purpose of our group is to promote fellowship between those of us radio amateurs who spend a portion of our lives supporting the missions of our air forces. This is the control net, contact net control. Please use the words contact, relay, info, or check-in. We have a nice website. You can find out all about the group and all about the club. The address is airforcesflyersclub.org. I say again, Air Forces, plural, Flyers, plural, club.org. And that's enough of the preamble there. The format will be to use a list that's established on NetLogger, and Lee N5BE is doing the net logging. Thank you for that, Lee. And I'm trying to find out where you are on the list. Oh, there you are. You're number 9. I didn't see it because it's purpled out on mine. Anyway, and I do appreciate that, Lee, for you starting up NetLogger and getting things going there. And we will have a question of the day. I'll get to that here just shortly, but we'll go down through the list and acknowledge those that are on the list initially, and then we'll come back for over-the-air check-ins. So far on the list, I've got K0ZNC, Don, and he'll be brought in by Bob over Echolink. And speaking of Echolink, we do have an Echolink node. It's AFFC under the conference tab in Echolink, and you can find us there. And we sometimes use Echolink to back up the HF, but I don't think we'll have a problem today because everybody's coming in good. Pretty good conditions, both regular skip and the short skip conditions. I got K0ZNC, then we've got W5PIX in the Mobile. He had a good signal this morning there from San Antonio. And I've got another 18-wheeler, KB0LTT Larry, a frequent flyer. Good morning to you again, Larry. I've got, a couple of visitors here. KC0DBB in Goddard, Kansas, and then another visitor, K0VAC, John, who is a frequent flyer on the 40-meter Tuesday night net. So good morning to you, John, and welcome to the early morning group here. Let's see, we've got Norm K9KJN also on here. He says his QRP. We'll strain and see if we can't pick you out there, Norm, this morning. Got Chief Mike up in Choctaw, WW5EMZ. And I mentioned N5BE Lee, who's next, and then Lee, the other Lee, got 2 Lees in a row here, W4PUO in Belleville. My neighbor down toward Houston there. Let's see, we've got Ray, WB2JJO in New Jersey. And I've got Mike with a big signal, KM0OPE from Nebraska. The antenna's not on you, Mike. It's out to the west, but I'm still hearing you well. We got Bob, the commander, K1BOB. Next is John, WA6LJS, out in Humboldt, California. And you're strong as always, John. And the other John, W7AJN from Peoria, also had a good signal this morning. Charlie, K4YDB, is doing the live stream on YouTube. For those of you that would like to see the net in progress from his perspective, go to YouTube and then search for K4YDB and select the live stream. You can also see the question of the day posted there. So it makes it easier. You don't have to write anything down. Although it's a relatively simple question today. Next is Joe, W5ABI. Then the professor, NX6RG. Good morning, Bob. And I've got Mike, KB7XX, one of our newer members from up in Washington State. Good morning, Mike. I've got KF7GJO, Carl, our ops officer. And Don, NT5Q from down in San Antonio, one of Brian's neighbors. My younger brother, Brian, WB5DR, who's not on the list this morning. He's not here yet. But I'll acknowledge Brian anyway, since he's one of Don's neighbors. And then back to Anthem, Arizona. They're near Phoenix, KQ6E. Good morning to you, Mike. All right, that's the list as I have it so far. Let me just go ahead and take over the air check-ins. Now, anybody else who would like to join us at this call I didn't give out, go ahead and call now, W5OG.
Kilo 8 Alpha Foxtrot.
K8AF, good morning to you. Good signal, W5OG. Any others? All right, we got K8 Able Foxtrot, and let's go to John, WA6LJS. Would you put a call out for additional check-ins, John?
Wilco, this WA6LJS relay for net control for the Thursday morning Air Force Flyers Net. We're looking for check-ins, either members or visitors. Call now. All's quiet on the West Coast. Back to you, Dale.
Okay, John, I'm looking for East Coast. I don't see, don't have Captain Bill this morning. I don't know where Bill is. Anyway, let's try Charlie, K4YDB. Put a signal out from Georgia there, if you would. W5OG.
Wilco, this is K4YDB relaying for net control. We're looking for check-ins to the Air Force's Flyers Club Net. Members or guests, please call now. It's all quiet here, Dale.
Thank you, Charlie. All right, of that group, anybody, let's see, we got our mobiles as a short timer, and I'm going to get Don, K0ZNC at the top of the list. Any others that need to be a short timer? If you're on the list and you need to be a short timer, call now, W5OG. Well, hearing none, I guess we can move right along. We're here for the duration. All right, I do have a question of the day, and I will read it over the air, and then you can see it, of course, on Charlie's live stream on YouTube, K4YDB. Question is simple. We had a question about the A1E use in the Korean War yesterday, and this is a follow-on to that, I suppose. And the question is, what USAF fighter have shot down the first 3 North Korean aircraft at the start of the Korean conflict? This aircraft shot down the first 3 North Korean aircraft at the start of the Korean conflict. Was it A, the North American P-51D Mustang? Or was it B, the Voight F4U Corsair? Or was it Charlie, the North American F-86 Sabre? Or was it Delta, the North American F-82G Twin Mustang? Or was it Echo, the Lockheed P-80 Shooting Star? I'll repeat those one more time. That's the alpha answer is the North American P-51D Mustang. B, the Voight F4U Corsair. C is the North American F-86 Sabre. And D is the North American F-82G Twin Mustang. Or Echo, the Lockheed P-80 Shooting Star. And I've got an little addition to this for extra credit. One of these aircraft holds the record for the longest nonstop flight by a propeller-driven fighter, covering 5,051 miles from Hawaii to New York. And so one of those, you can eliminate the jet aircraft, and you know which ones those are, obviously, because I said it's a propeller-driven aircraft. So, yeah, I told you it was going to be easy. For extra credit, which one of these aircraft holds the record for the longest nonstop flight by a propeller-driven fighter, covering 5,051 miles from Hawaii to New York? And I bet you they had to help the guy out of the aircraft. Anyway, that's the question for the day. I will go ahead and get started with Don. K0ZNC, if you bring him in, Bob, K1BOB, go ahead, W5OG.
K4YDB, for, Don. Go ahead. You're up, Don.
I just want to hear the answers for the second question. I don't have answers for the second question before I get started there. If you know what I'm saying.
Well,
Yeah, it's the same
group from the first one, I guess. That would be a good bet.
Okay, real fine. And we're not Colorado. Good morning to everyone. Good morning to the fires. And we got a really nice day right here today. It's probably 40 degrees. This is a slight chance, I'm not saying slight, but like a 10% rain probability. But whatever chance we can get, I hope we have some moisture with us. It'll cut down the fire syndrome. And the high today is going to be about 60 degrees. I have absolutely no idea on the question. We go with the I was answer Charlie. So we got for Charlie. And so the second question, I can't remember the list for the first question. I took the full answer out of it. I think I remember hearing the first answer. I don't know that that's one. Let me know for the question for the second one. It's propeller driven. I guess that's about it. Will probably be for the Charlie round. So give me a shout. I want to thank both of you, Dale and Bob, for getting me on there. I appreciate it. I'll come back to you, W5OU, K4YDB.
K4YDB, back to net control.
Yeah, thank you, Bob. And yeah, mighty fine, Don. I could hear all of that. With no problems there. Yeah, the same set of answers to apply to both the parts of that question there. For extra credit, the second question is which one of these aircraft, the above mentioned aircraft, use the same set of aircraft for the answers there. All right, we got your answer as Charlie, and you weren't sure about the second, I guess. Anyway, let's go to Cliff in the Mobile, W5PIX. I hope I can still hear you, Cliff. You're good there before, W5OG. Well, thank you again there, W5OG. I got caught. Boy, couldn't get rid of that cough. Boy, I'll tell you what, it either be 51 or the F8. I'm thinking more of the F8, F4 course there. No, that'd be Bravo. So I passed that along on our way over here to Amazon. So no take long. We've got a good morning here, 69 degrees, clear sky. Good chamber of commerce weather. Pass it back to you, Dale, W5OG, W5PIX. Yeah, fine, Cliff. Well, actually, I didn't hear your second answer there. You said Bravo for the first part. Did you have an answer for the second part of the question? Which one of them, for that long non-stop flight there, do you have an answer for that, Cliff, over? Okay. Got, let's see, you said the B and A, I guess would be your answer. All right, let's move along to Larry, KB0LTT, up in Montana. Go ahead, Larry, you're up, W5OG.
Good morning, Dale, to you and all the flyers. Hope everybody is having a pleasant morning. Nice day in store here in Montana. Current weather conditions at the Dawson Community Airport. Wind 200 at 13. Sky is clear. Visibility 10. Temperature 42 Fahrenheit. Dew point 24 Fahrenheit. Humidity 48%. And the altimeter 2980. And high temperature today about 60 degrees. So nice day in store for Glendive, Montana. But now I'm going to go with the 82 Mustang, the twin Mustang, for both answers there. And there you have it. W5OG, KB0LTT.
Okay, fine. Good signal, Larry, there from Glendive, Montana. Drive safe, and we'll be back to you on the 73 round here. Let's see, we'll get a couple of, and we got your answer as Delta. Let's go to Dale there in Kansas, K4YDB. Dale, you're up for the net at W5OG.
Roger. Signal is depleted. Starting to recover. Calling from just outside 65. Temperature about 50. Going up to about 65 today. Don't have anything to talk about the question. Every opportunity I get. So, thanks for taking me out. Probably be a short time because of the 460.
Okay, fine, Dale. You want to be a short timer, so I guess that means you're checking out, and you're going to take a pass on the question, and you're there in Wichita. I'm familiar with Wichita, the air capital of the world there. Oh my goodness, I got the volume cranked up on the SDR, and it gives me my my spots from my QSL program. Anyway, mighty fine there. Thanks for joining us this morning, Dale, and we will talk to you soon. Come out and join us whenever you can. John, K0VAC. I don't think know that I've ever chatted with you on HF. Go ahead, John. You're up. W5OG.
W5OG, K0VAC. Good morning to you guys. Nice to be here this morning. Usually I'm on Tuesday nights. I just got a chance to do that here. I'm going to have to be short timer, though, because I got Blue Cross Blue Shield on the line. They want to talk to me about the health plan that's going on here. So you can put me down. I'm going to follow Larry's lead, LTT. Good morning, Larry. I'll follow his lead with the twin Mustangs there for the question. And thanks very much for letting me in here. Nice to be here as a visitor. I always enjoy the group on the evenings as well. K0VAC, back to net.
Okay, John. Yeah, glad to have you join us here on 20 meters. Mighty fine. Good signal, by the way. Mighty here, a good S9. All right, let's go to our QRP. November 9, Kilo Juliet, November Norm. Go ahead, you're up. W5OG. Is he talking? Well, I couldn't hear him locally. I think he was down in the noise on the FDR there. Did anybody copy Norm this morning better than I did?
I heard him a little Dale, K4YDB, and he turned it there. He said he was getting quite a bit of interference. I'm picking up a little just on the north side of us now.
Yeah, me too. They moved in on 292. Somebody needs to go up there and ask them to kindly move up a little. They are interfering with our net. Anyway, mighty fine, Norm, and I apologize. I guess you're not running real much power, but I was barely able to copy. I could hear you in there on the SDR a bit. And Bob, did you hear an answer? Did Norm have an answer to the question over?
No, he wasn't coming in if he did early on, but I caught the tail end K4YDB.
Was there a contact there? Whiskey 7 Juliet Tango, is that right? Okay, it's Bill, and it's Whiskey 7 Zanzibar Tokyo ZT. Mighty fine, Bill. I think you said Bill. Not positive. You're not real strong with me. You have anything? This is the Air Force's Flyers Club net. You have anything for the net this morning? Go ahead. All right, it was Bill, right? Okay, Bill. Yeah, you're about an S7 here with me with that antenna there. And I'm in East Texas. Name is Dale. Delta Alpha Lima Echo. 7-3, Bill. Thanks for checking in with us. I think your antenna's working good. All right, so we got N9KJ in. I did get him, and with the QRP there from Illinois. Not real strong, Norm, but we did hear you in there. All right, let's try Chief Mike at WW5ENZ. You're up, Mike. Good morning, W5OG.
Okay, W5OG, WW5ENZ. Yeah, it's a nice sunny day here in Oklahoma. We're about, I don't know, let's see, 57, 50, our place here, about 57 degrees. So it's kind of cool, but it's, we'll see how it goes. Anyway, wrestling around with, my antenna problem, but I do have a couple of deliveries today, so we'll see what comes in. And I think the rotor still turns. It turns and it moves around, so I don't know if you can strip the gears in those things or what. We'll see when I lower it down to the ground. And might have to ask people for their troubleshooting advice. I don't know yet. Anyway, as far as the question goes, a very good question, interesting one. I think, in this case, I think I'm going to go with Delta. Delta. I think, and the second one's also Delta. Amazing. So we'll see how that plays out. This is WW5ENZ, turning it back to K4YDB, and I'll be here to the bottom,
Okay, Mike. I got a chuckle out of that, but it doesn't have to be. But in this case, I guess you got your deltas there. All right, let's go to Lee. N5BE. Good morning, Lee. I'm not very good proctor at some of these. Not like you are. Go ahead, W5OG.
Yeah, W5OG N5BE. I'm relying on the SDR for you, Dale. You're way down on my noise direct, but anyway, strong on Utah. So where I was stationed in Korea, and some of you may know this, all the airfields were given a K and then a number designation. Osan, Suwon, Busan, they all had their own designations. I was at airfield K6. It was a former Japanese fighter base during World War II. They had Oscars based there. Some of the revetments that the Japanese had built were still there. And the runway was kind of crumbly at one end. We didn't utilize the whole runway, but the concrete was coming apart down at one end. But I was at K6, and K6, as the war went on, had a lot of Marine Corps aircraft there. They had Corsairs, and I think they had some A1s at a time, F7s, F7Fs, and stuff like that. But that period is very fluid, and when the war started, there was little to no USAF assets in country. They were all in Japan. And the most notable ones were the F-82s and P-80s. Those were already in place in Japan, and they did a lot of shuttle work back and forth until things settled down on the peninsula, and we pushed the North Koreans back up, past Incheon and so forth, and reclaimed all those airfields. So there were no F-86s in country when the war started. I don't know if there were any F-51s. I don't remember. There are certainly no naval or Marine Corps assets in country. Those will arrive later. So it's down to I think one airplane, and that's the F-82. I believe that's the correct one. So I love this question. So I'm going to go Delta Delta as well. And thanks, Dale. I'm enjoying this one. W5OG M5E.
Yeah, finally. Well, I like to make up these questions, but I feel like I'm maybe short on the imagination angle, and I don't do nearly as good a job as you do, for sure. But anyway, I like to have fun with them, and I think this is a fun question. It is something that's historic nature. And I'll have some more to talk about this at the end there. Let's go to Lee, W4PUO. Hopefully you're still hearing me. Lee, you're up, W5OG.
W5OG, W4PUO. Got a frog in my throat here, guys. It's not the microphone. I'm hearing most stations this morning, Dale, but a little bit high noise level here on some of them. It's a beautiful day in Belleville. We have shirt sleeve weather at about 70 degrees, and that's going to be up into the 80s by the end of the day. Sun is shining, very little cloud activity out there at all. The aircraft that you've listed on the answers to the question there, I think all of them were very sterling examples of our Air Force and Navy fighters in the Korean War. But as far as the original one, I think the 82, that's the twin Mustang, was probably the most predominant aircraft in the not only the long range but also in the early part of the war. So I'm going to say the F-82G is probably the answer to both questions. So put me down for both of those, Dale. W4PUO, and I'll be listening.
All right, Lee, mighty fine. Yeah, good signal. Still coming in locally here, but not about an S3 or 4, just above my noise. But you're coming in real good out in Utah, of course. All right, let's go to Ray, and I'll bet y'all hear you now locally here, Ray, with your new X beam. WB2JJO. Good morning, Ray. You're up. W5OG.
Good morning, Dale. W5OG from WB2JJO. Well, yes, sir. You know what? We're doing really good here today. I can hear just about everybody on the electric radio with my new X beam. Hi. I understand you have your beam pointed to the west, but I'm going to tell you what here, Dale. You are an S8 and S8 here solid. I don't even need the XDR to hear you. So you're doing pretty good there. I'm off the back of the beam, and well, I guess the X beam is working really well. So here's the story on that. It was worth the effort to put it up, that's for sure. We have an overcast day here. It's not too warm. It's only 50 degrees, and it's a good day for raking leaves. If you want to go up there and rake leaves, hi. The answer to the question, well, I don't really know the answer, so I'm going to jump on the Lemmy Line train, and I'm going to go with Delta, and we'll see how that plays out there, Dale. So back over to you, sir. W5OG from WB2JJO.
All right, fine, Ray. Yeah, good signal. You're a good S8, and peaking 9 at times off of the back of the antenna here. Yeah, it makes a couple of dB difference when I turn it, for sure. And depending on the skip length and the angle and all that stuff. Anyway, I got your answers, and mighty fine on all of that. Your answer is working good. F0OP Mike, another one with a new X beam and a big signal down here this morning. You're up, W5OG.
Well, good morning again, Dale and all the Flyers. Beautiful sunny day here in Nebraska. No clouds, probably about 50. It's going to go up to about 63. So I need to do some stuff outside later today. As to the question, I'm not going to buck the line here. I'm going to go with Delta Delta. I really don't know the answer. It should be here till the bottom. Back to W5OG and the net to answer OP.
Okay, fine, Mike. And again, good signal. I'm struggling with those people on 292, and I've got everything pitched down. I really don't like to do that, but because it makes the audio rough and it's not a pleasant net. So, but anyway, we'll persevere. I know that they're hearing us, so maybe they'll slide up of their own volition. I don't know. Bob, K4YDB. Good morning again, Bob. You're up, W5OG.
Oh, good morning again. Great net there. I like your question. And you're right. I think it's a little bit easy, perhaps. I don't know. But it was a historic event there, and the twin Mustang, pretty neat. And the endurance flight they did that was a story unto itself, I believe. And all he did to do that. So put me down for double D's there. I'm gonna go get the guys that are just above us there, see if I can give them a nice hint there. And just for the record, I let Norm know this. And he's running QRP apparently. We're really not a QRP net. I know some people like to check in and see who we are, making contact. I get that. But for conversations and the camaraderie that we like to have on this net and talk about what we did as veterans in the flying missions, we're really not. Trying to get somebody in QRP every day is a bit difficult. And, and Norm, that's not to make it personal, but we have a hard time with you every morning. So, and you didn't know that, so that's okay. No hard feelings here. If you can run 100 watts, that would be great. A number of people do every day. I did. So with that, Dale, I'll go see who's just above us there, see what I can do. K4YDB, back to net.
All right, Bob, thank you, and I appreciate that. If you would, that would be great. I'm sure they can hear me. They're strong, very strong when that one guy comes on. He's quite strong. All right, anyway, let's go to John, WA6LJS. Good morning. But I can cut him out. I can pitch up my selectivity on the flex and get rid of it completely. But the trouble is, it just sounds, the audio becomes hard and it's difficult to listen to, as you all know. All right, John, WA6LJS. Go ahead, John. You're up, W5OG.
Okay, thanks, Dale. W5OG, this is WA6LJS. Good morning to the net. Well, very good conditions today, with the exception of that 292 net or whatever they are. They're giving me a little trouble here also. Let's see, but everybody else coming in locally so far without using the SDRs. Let's see, it's 50 degrees here. We got clear blue sky, plenty of sun, and we'll be going up to the low 70s before long. And possibly might have a little rain tomorrow or the next day. I don't know. They're predicting something, but nothing very big. Answer to the question. Well, the first answer, I think pretty sure, is G Delta, the F-82G. And I didn't know if you mentioned that you're going to have the second answer the same letter or not. But I've noticed everybody is saying DD, so put me down. I'm not sure about the second half of the question, but if you do it like Leon does, that whatever first letter is the same letter for the second half, I'll go Delta Delta also. So pretty strong lemming line. Other than that,
frequencies in use, sir.
To the bottom, W5OG, WA6LJS.
Okay, John. Yeah, no, they're not matched up at all. You can pick out any of the aircraft. The only thing I did mention as a clue is that obviously I'm looking for a propeller-driven airplane, not a jet. So that eliminates a couple of them right off the bat. But you can pick any number for the second question, or any letter for the second question. All right, let's go to John. This is all for fun anyway, so it really doesn't matter. John, W7AJN, you're up, W5OG.
W5OG, W7AJN. Good morning, Dale. And the wind out there in the mist. It's a beautiful day in Peoria. We started on 47 degrees. We're now up to 59, and it's supposed to go up to 81. So it's not so pretty warm today. Actually, good things there. Both the girls are doing fine, so no issues there. And we have clear skies and sun. So wonderful day. Don't have anything else on your question, Dale. I think I'm going to go with Mr. Lemon and go with Delta Delta. So Delta Delta is my active, and I'll be here till tomorrow. W5OJ, W7AJN.
All right, John, mighty fine. Good signal. Of course, I got the antenna toward you, and that does help, but you always have a pretty good signal here with me. All right, Charlie, K4YDB, and again, our thanks to you, Charlie, for doing that live stream on YouTube. That really helps with that. K4YDB, you're up, W5OG.
W5OG, K4YDB. Well, thanks, Dale. I enjoy doing it. It's a lot of fun to see if I can make this stuff work, but I do enjoy doing it. I hope everybody's having a good morning. Right now, it is currently 55 degrees here. We're supposed to get up in the low 60s today, but believe it or not, we got over an inch of rain last night. Well, we haven't had rain in a month and a half, and we got an inch. It was 1.3 is what I showed this morning on my little scale thing over here. But that helped out quite a bit. I mean, we really did need it. But I've been working on the radio over here, trying to figure out what's causing my problem over here. And so you guys came up and told me one thing this morning, which it caught me by surprise because this was the regular microphone that came with the radio. But I had an extension put on it, so the extension must be bad. So I'm in the market for another microphone for now because I think my other one is the biggest problem I had with mainly on 40 meters. It was really bad on 40 meters for me. Hopefully everything is working now. Conditions so far are not that bad. I mean, I'm hearing just about everybody over here. Norm, I didn't hear you though. You were QRP. But that's about all that's going on over here. I'll turn it back to Ned. The W5OG K4YDB. I'm back to Ned.
Okay, Charlie. Yeah, that audio is fine now. It's it's pretty good. Well, maybe a little on the bassy side, not much, not bad though. And you could add a little bit more treble, I think. Anyway, we'll move along. Let's go to Joe, W5ABI. Good morning, Joe. You're up, W5OG.
Good morning, W5OG, and the rest of the players, W5ABI. Beautiful morning here in Las Vegas. It's about 46 right now. It's supposed to go up to 73, so I think summer's coming back, though. I don't know. 73 is okay here. Low humidity. Anyhow, we're still looking at the rain. We only get about 10 inches a year here, so just that. Anyhow, let me see. I'm going to go with the Romans on the west, and I'm going to go with Delta and Delta for both of them. And we'll be here to the bottom. W5OG, W5ABI.
Okay, fine, Joe. And I guess I missed your answer, Charlie, as well. There, K4YDB. Did you have an answer to the question, Charlie? Over.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Put me down for double D's, DD.
Okay. And I got Joe for double D also. Let's go to Professor Bob, NX6RG. Good morning, Bob. You're up, W5OG.
W5OG, this is NX6RG. Good morning, Dale. Good morning to all the flyers. Well, kind of a overcast day here right now. My solar panels aren't doing too well this morning with all the cloud cover.
I came across a couple of interesting highlights from yesterday. The one I liked the most was this one. The BBC has uncovered new details of the defection of a runaway spy whale that fled Russian military training. So there you go. I guess the Russians are doing it too. I thought that was interesting. I don't know if any of you watched the UFO hearings yesterday. I watched a lot of them, and I thought it was interesting. This highlight came out that said whistleblowers told Congress at a hearing this week that the U.S. government has long operated a secretive UFO crash retrieval program and has routinely intimidated witnesses who know about the effort, a claim the Pentagon denies. Well, of course the Pentagon denies it, and no one ever said the Pentagon was in charge of that program. I don't know. Some of these, the highlights that appear in the news, I don't know, gives me pause for concern. Anyway, what an interesting question. I remember seeing that twin Mustang at the Air Force Museum, and it does have a long range, so I think the answer, at least to the bonus question, would be D. And I'm not sure about the regular question, but I'm going to go with the conventional wisdom of the group, so just put me down for double D. We'll see how well that works out, Dale. W5OG, X6RG.
Okay, Bob. Now, I have some more to say about this at the end here, but got your answers? Yeah, I did get a bit of that information yesterday from that hearing. And I concur with you completely. I just don't know what to make of all this. Because when you think about what that gentleman actually under sworn testimony, what he said is absolutely incredible. It's earth-shaking. That's quite an announcement, I would think. That they are, it's the very fact that they are in possession of some material that they cannot identify. They cannot confirm that it's made here by any country. It's just staggering, I guess. All right. Anyway, we'll move along. Let's go to Mike. Maybe we'll have a question about that someday, and we can talk about it some more. KB7XX, Mike, and up there in Washington State. Hope you're hearing me. You're up, W5OG. Is he talking?
KB7XX, Mike, you're up, WA6LJS relay.
Well, I don't hear KB7XX, are you there, Mike? W5OG? Well, we're putting down as not responding. I put the antenna up more toward Washington State there, and I still didn't hear anything. All right, let's go to Carl, and the antenna should be right toward you there in Nevada. Carl, KM7GJO, you're up, W5OG.
Okay, Dale. Good morning, everybody. KM7GJO here. A little late getting in. Had to go get a blood draw for a blood test 7 o'clock this morning. And so, hey, everybody has dreams when they sleep. And sometimes you dream about aviation. Well, last night was my night. Now, I dreamed that I had a Cessna Citation Mustang, jet airplane. Performance-wise, it's about the same as a Cessna 421, except you get two burning instead of two times. Well, the service ceiling on a standard Mustang is $41,000, and this Citation Mustang that I had in the dream last night, it would cruise at 125 miles altitude. Wow.
So I'm not sure what I may have consumed yesterday or what's that, but boy, that was a wonderful dream. And having a Mustang, it was citation Mustang, it was good for 120 miles or so. Okay, on to the question. Boy, I'm breaking with the norm. I'm thinking that it was a P-51 Mustang that knocked down the first aircraft before we got our jets over there into the conflict, and they were really operational. So I'm going with G, the North American P-51 Mustang. And as for the longest non-stop from Hawaii to New York in a power-driven airplane, I wish I knew more about that kind of Mustang, but I really don't. So I'm going to go with A for the extra credit, and also say the P-51 Delta, because I think you take that thing to high altitude and lean it back until you vaporize the valves in it. It's going to burn less fuel than that R2800 in the Corsair. So, hope working out for me, and I'll be curious to see how badly I missed it. So, back to you, Dale, and I'll be ready to the W5OG KSM.
Okay, mighty fine, Carl. Yeah, you know, that's interesting. I heard, and I can't think of the guy's name, the guy that's the space wizard now and has all these physics facts and all this stuff. He's talking about a typical classroom globe, and that in perspective, most of the satellites in orbit are at about 5/8 of an inch away from that globe, and the moon would be across the room, you know, about 12, 15 feet away, and Mars would be 1 mile. To put things in perspective, that's incredible, you know. But that's about correct. You know, it's a big feat. It's a big leap to think about going to Mars. Anyway, I thought that was an interesting comment that he made. And I forget what I just saw it in passing on TV someplace. Anyway, let's move along. Let's go to Don in San Antonio. Hopefully, he's hearing me maybe on the SCR. Or locally, I don't know. NT5Q, good morning, Don. You're up, W5OG.
W5OG, this is NT5Q. Yeah, Dale, you started the net. I can hear you just fine. Now I got to only pick you up on the SCR. Well, let's see, it was 43 degrees up here outside of San Antonio this morning when we got up. It is slowly getting up to 70. It's supposed to be mid-70s today. So clear skies and everything else, so fall is finally here. Okay, it's an interesting question, and I have actually seen one of those suckers. They have one parked on the old parade field at Lackland Air Force Base. It's sitting up with all the little fighters. So that's an interesting airplane to see. As far as the answers, I'm going to go with the Lemmings, D&D. I think that aircraft was capable in both directions, so put me down for Delta Delta, over.
All right, Don, and don't know where your neighbor is today, my younger brother, but anyway, I hope he's doing okay, and glad to hear from you, Don, and thanks for joining us this morning. Delta Delta is your answer. All right, let's move along to Mike, KQ6E. Go ahead, Mike, you're up, W5OG.
Yesterday wasn't around, but had my new squirrel
Okay, fine, Mike, and yeah, good comments there. Interesting about your contact lenses. I've worn contacts for a long time now. My vision is good, and I really don't need them, but it makes it much better. And I don't have to. I have one eye corrected for near vision, and the other one for far away, and that gives me 20/20 both ways, and it's like getting your vision back. Now, I'm not familiar with those. I think you said square contact lenses. You'll have to tell us more about that, I guess, on a subsequent day, perhaps, or maybe on the Echolink if you want to come over and join us there. Anyway, let's move along and go to Russ, K8 Able Foxtrot. Good morning, Russ. You're up, W5OG.
W5OG and the group, K8AF. Good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful day out in Washington State, about 40 degrees right now, and mostly clear skies. It looks like it's going to be a good day. Nice question. I love the twin Mustang. You just never hear enough about it. So I'm going to have to go with Delta like everybody else, and well, most people. But yeah, that plane always intrigued me very much. And I think Charles Lindbergh, during his work during World War II as a test pilot and stuff, they experimented with like ultra low RPM settings and manifold settings and things like that on the props to like eke as much fuel efficiency out of the engine. So I think Lindbergh was looking at that stuff too as one of his many other contributions to aviation. But that's all I got for you. I'll turn back to you.
Okay, Russ, and I think you're exactly correct about that, especially the engine leaning techniques and things like that to gain additional, longevity in the air, I suppose. All right, let's move along. KG5PTE. James, I enjoyed your visit yesterday. I hope that Tutor's going to work out for you there. Go ahead, you're up, W5OG.
Morning, Dale, W5OG, KG5PT. Well, we got in late last night, and I just got up a little while ago, and I've got to get this tuner all set up in here, which I will do today. And I got a friend of mine who's going to make me a cable for the backlight, so I had to be able to turn the backlight on. Dale, I really appreciate the visit, really appreciate lunch yesterday and your company. And I was glad that Michael Jr. was able to find your drone there and crashing yard out there. That was quite good. And yesterday, after we left yesterday, we went over and took a drive through Alba and saw some of his old house and everything where he used to live. And then we made our way over to Lake Tawakoni and set up our POTA station, and I was able to make about 15 plus contacts on that 991 with that Wolf River coil out there right there at the park. I had plenty of ground plane around me with the lake around me, so good conditions, and enjoyed it. We didn't get home till almost 10 o'clock last night. We made a stop for dinner at Brahms in Hillsboro and had a burger and a shake and came on home. But I'll go with Delta for the Amsterdale, DD. I was here at your house and I saw you right with the spread of the engines there, but it's all good. And anyway, I'll turn it back to net control and go with DD. W5OG KG5PT, back to net.
Okay. All right, James. Yeah, I enjoyed it too, and I'm glad you guys came up. Nice to meet both Michaels there, Mike and Michael Jr. And enjoyed your visit, and yeah, it all went well. And I worked James, by the way, for the rest of the group. I worked him at his POTA location up here out at Lake Tawakoni, even though he's close by. I could hear him good, and you were coming in very nicely on the Utah SDR there, James. So he worked like 15 folks in about an hour there as the POTA setup. So mighty fine. Let's go to a visitor here at the end of the list. Kilo 9 November, Juliet Sierra. Nick, you're up, W5OG. K9NJS, are you there this morning, W5OG? Yeah, I can hear you now. Go ahead. Okay, Nick. Nick, I think you turned it back. You're very light. You're about an S5, just above my noise level, actually. But anyway, was there anything else? Did you have a question for me there at the end, Nick? Over. All right, 7-3 to you, Nick, and thanks for joining us. You're not real strong, about an S5. And you have a question there on the AIM window. Has anyone tried a program called RM Noise? I have not heard of it, so I can't help you there, Nick. All right, that's the bottom of the list. Let me go ahead and give the answer to the question right quick. Did I miss anyone on the original list before we do that? Did I miss anybody? Call now, W5OG. Okay, not hearing anyone. Let me give the answer to the question. The question was, which Air Force fighter shot down the first 3 North Korean aircraft at the start of the Korean conflict? That was credited to the, as many of you answered, the answer Delta, the North American F-82G twin Mustang. I won't bother to read the whole list, but you know what they were. But there were 2 pure jets and 3 of the propeller aircraft fighters, and they all did participate in the Korean conflict. And so the answer was Delta, the North American F-82G twin Mustang. And then the one for extra credit, which one of these aircraft holds the record? I wanted to figure out some way to bring this in there because we did see this airplane. And actually, the airplane that flew that trip, the 5,051 miles from Hawaii to New York nonstop, and that was the Betty Joe, was the name of the twin Mustang, and we did, the group that visited the Air Force Museum when we were up back there for the Dayton Ham Fest as well. There were several of us there from the Flyers Club that got together. That was, 2 years ago now, or maybe coming up on the 3rd year, I guess. But anyway, we did see that twin Mustang, as I think Bob mentioned. Pretty interesting. I would hate to think of riding that far in a fighter. Well, I know that they do it, routinely anymore, but not, that kind of an airplane didn't have much room to move around in for about a 14-hour flight. That would be, I guess, over and above than what would be expected normally. All right, well, we still have time for a 73 round. I guess we can go ahead and start through a 73 round. Before I do that, though, let me see if there's any last call for check-ins. Any last-minute check-ins for the Air Force's Flyers Club Net? Call now, W5OG. Okay, I don't hear anyone. Let's go ahead and get started. I think most of the folks can hear me, both coasts and in between. Let's go to Don. He's still in there, K0ZNC. Don, you're up in the 73 round. If you bring him in, Bob, K1BOB, W5OG.
Wilco, Dale, and for your information, that was a POTA station of Florida. He finally got off. And try Norm again, this time coming through. He's going to move his power up, I guess, a different radio. And here is Don. Don, go ahead. You're up.
Station up
K4YDB, back to net control.
Okay, thank you, Bob, and thank you, John. Always fun to hear you on there, and glad you're doing well. Regards to you, and let's move along to Uncle Cliff, W5PIX in the Mobile. Go ahead, Cliff, 7-3 round, W5OG. Well, I cranked up the gain. I don't hear him. Let me try again. W5PIX, are you there, Cliff? W5OG. Anybody here, Cliff? Yeah, he may have had to step away. I'll try and remember to bring him in at the end. Either that or he'll join us on Echo Link. Larry, KB0LTT, 7-3 round. Larry, W5OG.
Couple of comments real quick. I get a kick out of explaining to people who aren't familiar with ham radio about ham radio. And the easiest thing for me to do, I've got 9 antennas on this tractor, this truck. Each one has a specific use for it. And they see the antennas and they said, what do you got in there? And I say to them, I said, it's easier for me to show you than to explain it. And so I open up the driver's side door and let them see my station that's where the passenger seat used to be. And they get a kick out of it. So I get to explain to them. I said, I could be in the middle of nowhere with no cell reception and break down or come upon an emergency situation and be able to get help there. Be able to contact somebody because of amateur radio. Another quick comment was on the chemtrails. That's a favorite one of mine. People, they see the contrails and tell me, oh wow, they're feeding us the clouds or they're poisoning us and stuff like that. So I get a kick out of that too. Just a chuckle, quick chuckle. Great, Matt. Everybody have a pleasant day. Back to you, Dale. W5OG, KB0LTT.
Mighty fine, Larry. Yeah, I have not seen your truck. I know there's a couple of guys here that, like James, had the pleasure of meeting you at one of the ham mentions, I think. And also, I think he was with Cliff. So you guys have joined up there a couple of times, and maybe into K2SJP. I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah, of course, Cliff's old truck was that way with several antennas, and it looked like a space ship inside his cabin there. All right, we'll move along. Let's go to Norm, K9KJN with maybe some extra power there. Norm, go ahead. You're up. W5OG. N9KJN, are you there? Norm, go ahead. You're up for the 73 round, W5OG. You hear him, Bob?
Nope, nothing. K1DOB.
Okay, well, I'll move along, and maybe he's having trouble getting his power advanced there. I don't know. All right, let's go to Mike. WW5ENZ, you're up for the 73 round, Mike, W5OG.
He's talking now, Dale.
Stand by, Mike. Yeah, go ahead, Norm. I hear you. N9KJN, go ahead, W5OG.
Can you give us your message again? Thanks for adding the power. Go ahead.
N9KJN, go ahead, Norm. I was thinking that might be Norm.
I think he's having, yeah, he might have got on his frequency, or he's having some problems there. But anyway, I caught the end of him pretty clear when you called in the other member. K4YDB, sorry, Dale.
Yeah, thank you, Bob, for that. And Norm will be. I'll try to remember to check on you at the end of the net here. But let's move along with the 73 round before we run out of time. WW5ENZ, Mike 73, W5OG.
Okay, W5OG, this is WW5ENZ. Yeah, I think I heard something in there, and then the arm disappeared. So I don't know. And yeah, it was a great net, and great to be here. And hopefully you all have a great weekend. I'll see you tomorrow. And that's about it. WW5ENZ 73. So turning it back to W5OG.
All right, Mike, mighty fine. Break with you. Let's go to Lee, M5BE. Thank you, Lee, for all you do, and especially for the net logger there and all your great stories. W5OG. That lead is off frequency?
You're off frequency, Leon.
Oh, there we go. I didn't have it locked. Sorry, Bob. So anyway, 72, everybody. I'll save my story for another day. It's a Korea story.
All right, well, I'll hold you to that, Lee, and look forward to the additional Korea story there. All right, Lee, and W4PUO 73, Lee, W5OG.
W5OG, W4PUO. Thank you, Dale, and thanks for a very fine net today. I really enjoyed it. Well, you know, on the UFO thing, it's against my religion. I don't believe in any of that stuff, and I've never, and that's the way I've always been about it. I think there's just a lot of sensationalists out there that don't understand physiological phenomenon. My freshman philosophy teacher and my freshman physics teacher said you don't need to believe in that kind of stuff. So that's where we are. Thanks for doing the net, and 73 to all the Flyers. W4PUO back to net.
Comment.
And there you have it from an SR-71 pilot. You talk about credibility. Very fine, Lee. Go ahead with the comment there, Mike. W5OG.
W5ENZ. Well, Lee can say that because he are one. You know, I know many SR-71 were key as UFOs. Anyway, WW5ENZ, back to wherever I was, 73.
Okay. You didn't know, Lee, that you are a UFO.
I don't think I'm afraid to have
all right, let's go to Ray.
I know a lot of people couldn't identify me as the part of W4PUO.
W5OG from WB2JJL. W4PUO. Do you have another comment, sir?
Yeah, go ahead, say again.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you have another comment?
I'm sorry, I'm copying you, but I did not get the question. This is W4PUO.
Yeah, W4PUO.
If you had another comment there, Lee, was there something else you wanted to add over? W4PUO, did you have any other comment there, Lee, this morning?
If there's a query for me, I'm not getting it, W4PUO. Maybe a relay from Mike?
Try it again, John.
Yeah, W4PUO. They were asking if you had another comment, Lee, please. WA6LJS.
Negative, that's all, and 73 to all the Flyers. We'll catch you the next time.
Yeah. Okay, Lee, might find it. Sometimes it's not reliable. The short skip is great, but not very reliable. All right, did you have anything else, Ray, for the 73 round? WB2JJO, W5OG.
W5OG from WB2JJO. No, Dale, we had a fantastic net. I always learn something from these nets. I'll tell you what, you guys do a fantastic job on the research, that's for sure. So I'll say 73s all the way around, and we'll catch you further on down the log, possibly maybe tomorrow. So back up with you there, Dale. Oh, by the way, you're a solid 5'8" all the way to the entire net here. So everything's working fine. W5OG, WB2JJO, 73s, one and all.
All right, Ray. You have a good signal now with me also with your new antenna. KF0OPE, Mike 73, W5OG.
Good net to Dale. Good question. You're a solid 10 over here now. You started off a little light, but you came up quite a bit. So, 73s, guys. Have a good day. KF0OPE, back to W5OG in the net.
Yeah, I moved the antenna up slightly there. It does help with the, versus off the side. All right, break with you. Let's go to Bob, K1BOB. Thanks for the help today, Bob. 73, W5OG.
Roger, Dale, K1BOB. Good man. I enjoyed the question. That was quite a feat to go that 5,000 miles. That beats most bombers at that time. By far, especially the World War II bombers. That guy was he was a POTUS station, a light POTUS station in Florida. I finally got him, and they kind of took his time there to get off. It took a couple of minutes. Because he had a pileup going, but it's the people coming back to the POTUS stations that caused the interference. So anyway, that worked out there. And Norm came up there. I don't know, Norm. We'll talk to him some more on Charlie's chat. Up on there and see what happened there. But he was pretty good after he got things worked out, I think. So anyway, we'll let him continue to work on his radio there. And have a good day, everybody. We'll see you on Echo Lake. This is K1BOB. Back to you, Dale.
All right, Bob. Yeah, mighty fine. WA6LJS, John, thanks for the help today. And as always, 73, W5OG.
Okay, real good, Dale. Yeah, good net, good question. The SDRs, I've got them on, but I didn't really need them. Everybody's coming in pretty much locally here. And the F-82, it looks kind of like the P-38 that we have on our homepage on our website. A little bit different, but it's a similar configuration with the dual fuselage there. Anyway, I'll be here to the bottom. W5OG, WA6LJF.
All right, John, mighty fine. Yeah, long-range fighter. That was a pretty neat airplane, actually. All right, John, W7AJ and 73, John, W5OG.
During the Korean War, so that was interesting. Went to high school in Germany during the Korean War. But that was interesting time. Getting a lot of information from the Army, because my dad was in the Army at that time. So anyway, good catch. 7-3. All the flyers out there making a wonderful day.
Yeah, that's interesting, John. I was in Japan as a kid in high school during the Korean War. 52 to 56, in fact, is the time we were there. My dad was there at a Shia air base, which is about as close to Korea as you can get from Japan. Anyway, 7-3 there to you, John, and we'll move along. Let's go to Charlie, K4YDB. Thanks for doing the live stream, Charlie, again. W5OG.
W5OG, K4YDB. Well, good net today. Our conditions held up pretty good. You were doing a little fading there, but never had any problem copying you at all. Anyway, 73s, everybody. I got a camera problem. I don't know what happened to that. Go figure. W5OG, K4YDB. I'm back to net.
All right, Charlie, 7-3 to you. Let's go to Joe, W5ABI, 7-3, Joe, W5OG.
Anyhow, 73 is going to Flyers. Thanks for running the net. W5ADI.
All right, let's go to Bob in X6RG, 73 Bob, W5OG.
Okay, Dale, W5OG, that's 6RG. Great bet this morning, Dale, and I will not be on the air tomorrow. I got an invite from my alma mater's College of Engineering to attend a day-long seminar on quantum science and engineering relative to quantum computers. So that's a subject I'm very much interested in, so I'm looking forward to that. So anyway, we'll see everybody on the air next Monday. W5OG and X6RG.
You're 30 over, Bob.
Okay, Bob. Yeah, I asked out a guest group about the UFOs, see what their opinion is. All right, Carl, KM7GJL 73, Carl W5OG. KM7GJL, are you there, Carl?
KF7GJO, you're up, Carl.
Well, he may have had something to do or got a phone call. NT5Q, Don, anything further for the net? 7-3 round, Don, W5OG. NT5Q, are you there, Don, W5OG? Well, I guess he must have moved on. How about Mike, KQ6E, 7-3, Mike, W5OG.
Really decent conditions here in Arizona, so can't complain. So W5OG and a group, KQ6E.
All right, very fine, Mike, and very interesting about those contact lenses. We'll have to talk about that at another time, and 7-3 to you. K8 Able Foxtrot, Russ, 7-3 round, W5OG.
W5OG, K8AF, good day, everybody. Good conditions to hear almost everybody. So that was nice. No idea about UFOs. I've not seen anything weird in 12,000 hours of flying. But that doesn't mean there's nothing out there. So everyone have a good day, and hopefully I'll be able to check in once or twice more this week. W5OG, K8AF, 7-3.
7-3, Russ. James, KG5PTE, 7-3 round, W5OG.
All right, Dale, W5OG, KG5PT. Thanks for running an excellent net, Dale. Appreciate it. And you got a heck of a system there at your house, man. I really get a kick out of seeing your station there, Dale. And enjoyed it again yesterday. And 7-3, and I'll catch you all on Echo Link. W5OG, KG5PT.
All right, James. Yeah, enjoyed the visit. And 7-3 to you. We'll see you on Echo Link. Art is in there. WX7 Lima Lima. You didn't get a chance to be a lemming today, Art. You're up. W5OG. 7-3. Okay. All right, Art, and there you have it. The source of UFOs. 7-3. All right, that's the bottom of the list. I see Larry at WNHQ is on there, but he checked out on the AIM window, so I guess he's gone. All right, that's the end of the list. Last call before I shut the net down this morning. W5OG call now. All right, appreciate all the participation and your patience with me with the question and all the great answers. 7-3, and I'll be over on Echo Link, and anybody wants to join us over there. W5OG, but go ahead and start it up if you would, Bob. K1BOB, you're close to the bottom there. I'll be back in just a minute. W5OG now closing the net, returning the frequency to normal amateur use. 7-3 all.